Try reading the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty signed in 1970. You're wrong already. Made permanent in 1994 that Iran signed, saying they would not develop nuclear weapons. Not really sure that's what the treaty said, but let's go look and make sure. Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons Agreement of July 1st, 1968. Well, you were only off by a couple of years. Signed by the United Kingdom, the United States, the Soviet Union, and 59 other states, okay, which the three major signatories, which would be the United Kingdom, the United States, and the Soviet Union, which already possessed nuclear weapons, agreed not to assist other states in obtaining or producing them. So it doesn't say on there that they can't produce them themselves. It was just that the three major signatories, the United Kingdom, the United States, and the Soviet Union, which is no more, would not help and aid in them getting nuclear weapons nor maintaining them. Did you read that treaty? Just so you know, Iran is still in compliance with said treaty. They do not have nuclear weapons. They haven't been able to produce nuclear weapons because they do not have the required raw materials, mainly 90% uranium. 90% enriched uranium is the bare minimum of what can be used to make those nuclear boom booms, and they don't have it. They don't have it now. They didn't have it then, okay? And according to our pedophile in chief, they went over there and obliterated 9 months ago now, completely obliterated not only all of their uranium, but any way of them making uranium more enriched to be able to satisfy the bare minimum for making nuclear weapons. But let's continue. The Non-Proliferation Treaty is uniquely unequal, as it obliges non-nuclear states to forego development of nuclear weapons while allowing the established nuclear states to keep theirs. Nevertheless, okay, it's been accepted because, especially at the time of the signing, most non-nuclear states had neither the capacity nor the inclination to follow the nuclear path, and they were well aware of the dangers of proliferation for their security, okay? It was understood in 1968 that in return for their special status, the nuclear states would help the non-nuclear states in developing civilian nuclear power. Did we help and aid the 59 other states that signed this? Did we aid them in creating civilian nuclear power? Or did we leave it to these other states to do it on their own? Meaning that we broke the treaty. Dear God. No, it didn't. What they signed, it did not bar them from ever making their own. It barred the other states that already had them from helping. And from only helping to maintain and get civilian nuclear power, because even they understood that energy was going to be an issue later on. Even they knew that fossil fuels are finite and they're not renewable, and that one day we would run out. So we had to have an alternative power source. None of that negates the fact that the United States is the only one on that treaty that was the first one to invent said nuclear device, and the first one to, and the only one to use them, not once, but twice, on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, taking out millions of Japanese. And the second that we did that, we became a threat to the entire world, and they would have to defend themselves. Dear God in heaven. Also, I would think that this little skirmish here too would also violate said treaty. But hey, maybe you should go read it again before you start sitting there thinking that the great old US of A is somehow fucking innocent in this, because we're not. Not even close. The United States of America is to blame for what is going on in Iran. We were to blame when we were the first ones to deploy said weaponry out into the world. We were also to blame in the 1950s when our United States government went over to Iran and purposely overthrew their democratically elected officials, president, who nationalized their oil. Because the British got pissed off that Iran had the fucking audacity and nerve to put the Iranian citizens before anything else and nationalized their oil. So we went over there with Britain and overthrew them and then stayed at the Shah. And thus leads us down the road, the path that we are on today. Now that's only half of the treaty. The remainder stated that in, yes, 1994, we did extend that, okay, but that at any time, any of these countries could withdraw from it. Matter of fact, we already had one that did withdraw from it, that did sign that treaty, North Korea. So yeah, there's nothing in that treaty that bars them from withdrawing from said treaty and going and doing whatever the hell they want to, or even being in the treaty and doing whatever the hell they want to do. It just says that we that already have them can't help. That's all it says.